Many of America's once beloved food chains, the exact places that defined our family dinners, our kids' first jobs, and our Friday nights, are quietly dying. The parking lots are half empty. The booths where our families used to sit and laugh are completely silent. This isn't just about food. It is about a piece of our American life disappearing in real time. Rising prices, delivery apps, and the absolute death of the cheap meal have rewritten what fast food means. The same places that built the American dream of convenience are now struggling to survive it. Today, we are looking at 10 massive fast food empires collapsing faster than anyone expected, and what their downfall says about where our country is headed next.
Remember when grabbing a burger at your favorite fast food joint was the highlight of your week? The buzz of the drive-thru speaker, the glow of the neon signs, the smell of fries filling your car. It felt like a small reward after a long day. Now, that same joy feels rare. Many of America's once beloved food chains, the ones that defined family dinners, first jobs, and Friday nights, are slowly fading. Parking lots are half empty. The booths where families laughed sit quiet. It's not just about food. It's about a piece of American life disappearing in real time. Rising prices, changing diets, delivery apps, and the death of the cheap meal have rewritten what fast food means. The same places that built the American dream of convenience are now struggling to survive it. So today we're looking at 10 fast food chains collapsing faster than anyone expected, and what their downfall says about where America is headed next. Number 10, Subway. At one point, Subway was everywhere, and I mean everywhere. Gas stations, malls, office parks, airports, over 40,000 stores globally. Their slogan, "Eat Fresh," made it feel like the smarter, healthier choice in a world of greasy burgers and fries. But here's the truth. Subway became a victim of its own success. The expansion was too fast, too uncontrolled. When you can find 3 Subways within a mile, you know something's off. That oversaturation crushed franchise owners, who were forced to compete with each other instead of the competition. Then came the quality problem. Customers noticed smaller portions, soggy bread, and meat that looked questionable. That fresh feeling faded. Add in corporate scandals, inconsistent pricing, and competition from higher quality sandwich shops like Jersey Mike's and Firehouse Subs, and Subway's reputation nosedived. And while other brands embraced digital orders and slick delivery systems, Subway lagged behind. Their stores felt outdated, slow, bland, and lifeless. Now thousands of locations have closed across the US, and many more are on the chopping block. Subway used to represent healthy convenience. Today, it represents what happens when a brand stops evolving and starts coasting. Number 9, Pizza Hut. If you grew up in the 80s or 90s, Pizza Hut was childhood. Red booths, arcade games, that salad bar under the glass dome, and the smell of hot pan pizza hitting the table. It was more than food, it was a memory. But that magic is gone. Pizza Hut's biggest mistake was abandoning what made it special, the dine-in experience. In an effort to modernize, they pivoted to delivery and carry-out, and lost their identity in the process. Meanwhile, Domino's transformed into a tech-driven delivery giant. Papa John's focused on consistent quality, and newer pizza chains like Blaze and MOD brought a fresh, customizable vibe. Pizza Hut, it stayed stuck in limbo. Not nostalgic enough for old fans, not modern enough for new ones. Add in rising food costs, slow delivery times, and inconsistent quality, and the brand fell behind fast. The Red Roof restaurants, once filled with laughter and Little League trophies, are now mostly empty or demolished. Sure, Pizza Hut still operates thousands of stores worldwide, but it's no longer the hut that families flock to. It's a brand searching for relevance in a world that's already moved on, and nostalgia can only keep the lights on for so long. Number 8. Burger King. For decades, Burger King was McDonald's biggest rival, the flame-grilled rebel that promised, "Have it your way." But somewhere along the way, it lost that fire. The brand has gone through endless rebrands, awkward marketing, and constant menu changes that confuse customers instead of attracting them. One year it's 2 for $5. The next it's Whopper Melts or Ghost Pepper Nuggets. The chaos killed consistency. And in fast food, consistency is king. Then there's the food. Customers complain that the burgers taste different from location to location. Fries are stale, and service is painfully slow. Franchise owners have spoken out about outdated equipment and poor corporate support, while rivals like Wendy's and McDonald's modernized their menus, upgraded interiors, and improved drive-thrus. Burger King's parent company, Restaurant Brands International, has closed hundreds of stores already and announced even more cuts coming. The truth is, Burger King's problem isn't just bad burgers, it's identity. It doesn't know if it's a value brand, a premium burger joint, or a nostalgia act. And in the age of TikTok marketing and quick convenience, being confused is the fastest way to disappear. The Whopper might still be iconic, but the empire behind it? It's shrinking, one cold fry at a time. Number 7. Steak and Shake. There was a time when Steak and Shake felt like a middle ground between fast food and a sit-down diner. Real milkshakes, handcrafted burgers, stainless steel counters. It had that 1950s Americana charm. Families, truckers, and teens all knew the place. It felt real. It felt American. But nostalgia doesn't pay the bills. The company expanded aggressively in the 2000s, but never upgraded its service model. You'd walk in, and there'd be only 2 people working, a cook and one stressed-out server. Long waits became the norm. Orders backed up, quality slipped, and the steak burger magic faded fast. By the late 2000s, Steak and Shake's parent company, Biglari Holdings, was drowning in debt. Hundreds of stores closed. Others were converted into counter service to cut labor costs. But by then, it was too late. People had already moved on to Five Guys, Shake Shack, or even local burger joints that just felt fresher. What made Steak and Shake special, the sit-down atmosphere, the glass mugs, the late-night comfort, was exactly what made it impossible to survive in a world driven by speed and apps. Today, only a fraction of its former locations remain. The neon signs still glow in a few towns, but for most Americans, Steak and Shake lives only as a memory of a slower, simpler time, a time that fast food no longer has patience for. Number 6. KFC. There was a time when that red and white bucket stood for comfort, family dinners, Sunday drives, and the unmistakable smell of fried chicken that could stop you in your tracks. KFC was more than just food. It was a piece of Americana, but today, that golden legacy is starting to fade, at least here in the United States. KFC isn't dying globally, far from it. In fact, it's booming overseas, dominating markets like China, South Africa, and the UK. But back home, it's quietly losing the war. The brand that once defined fried chicken has been outshined by newer, sharper competitors like Chick-fil-A and Popeyes. These brands sell not just chicken, they sell identity. They feel faster, fresher, cleaner. Meanwhile, many KFC locations in the US still look and feel like they're stuck in 2005. The company tried to modernize with new designs, limited menus, and quirky marketing, but consistency remains a huge problem. Some stores nail the classic taste, others serve soggy disappointment. And when Americans are paying $15 for a combo, that inconsistency becomes unforgivable. The rise of delivery apps hasn't helped either. Chicken that sits under a heat lamp or steams inside a takeout box doesn't hit the same. And as dining habits shift toward grab and go, KFC's slower service and heavier meals struggle to compete with crisp, drive-through efficiency. Still, the nostalgia is powerful. For many, KFC is the smell of childhood, road trips, family picnics, or lazy Friday nights when cooking wasn't an option. But nostalgia alone can't pay the bills. KFC isn't gone, but its best days in America might be. It's still alive, still kicking, but not leading anymore. And for a brand that wants to find comfort food that fall from the throne, says a lot about where America's appetite is heading. Number 5, Boston Market. Once upon a time, Boston Market was the place for comfort food. Rotisserie chicken, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese. A warm, home-cooked alternative in a world of fries and nuggets. It filled a gap that no one else did. Fast food that actually felt wholesome. But comfort food only works if it's consistent. And Boston Market never kept up. Stores got sloppy, the food lost flavor, and customers got frustrated. The brand stopped innovating. Same menu, same layout, same slow service. Then came competition from places like Panera Bread, Chick-fil-A, and even Costco's $5 rotisserie chicken. Boston Market's prices climbed while quality dropped, and that home-style charm disappeared. By the mid-2000s, they were closing stores quietly. Hundreds of them. Lawsuits, unpaid wages, and health violations piled up. Some locations literally shut their doors overnight, leaving workers unpaid and customers confused. Boston Market could have owned the comfort food niche. Instead, it fell asleep at the wheel. Today, only a few dozen stores are still open, a shadow of what used to be a family favorite. It's a sad reminder. In business, staying the same is just another way of falling behind. Number 4, McDonald's. For decades, McDonald's wasn't just a restaurant. It was America itself, a symbol of freedom, convenience, and that classic sense of comfort food. From family road trips to late-night fries after a football game, the Golden Arches were always there, glowing on every highway, in every small town, every city block. But here's the truth. Even the mighty McDonald's is showing signs of wear. On the surface, the company looks unstoppable. Billions served, profits soaring, global expansion still strong. But inside the US, cracks are forming, slow, quiet, but undeniable. And those cracks say something bigger about where American fast food is heading. For one, prices. McDonald's used to be the cheap go-to option for a quick bite. You could feed a family for under $20. Not anymore. In many cities, a simple combo meal now pushes $15, sometimes more. The dollar menu that defined its popularity? Gone. It's become the dollar nostalgia, something people still talk about but can't actually find. Then there's the experience itself. Walk into a McDonald's today and you'll notice something different. It's colder, quieter, more automated. Self-service kiosks replaced cashiers, drive-thrus run by AI voices, and the warm family feel that once made it special, fading. Sure, efficiency is up, but the soul is thinner. And while McDonald's is trying to modernize, younger Americans are drifting elsewhere. Gen Z doesn't see it as cool or nostalgic. It's just a fast food. They'd rather go for local spots, trendy chicken joints, or healthier drive-thru options that feel more authentic. The rise of Chipotle, Chick-fil-A, and even Shake Shack proves it. People are willing to pay more as long as it feels better. The brand's also battling serious public image fatigue. Health controversies, worker wage disputes, and reports of store closures in struggling urban areas have stained the family-friendly reputation. Even their coffee and breakfast lines, once key moneymakers, are losing steam to Starbucks and Dunkin'. McDonald's still rules the fast food world in numbers, but not in spirit. It's become a machine, efficient, massive, but disconnected from the joy it once gave. The arches still shine bright, but they don't symbolize what they used to. It's not about burgers anymore. It's about algorithms, margins, and modernization. And in chasing the future, McDonald's might be losing the simple magic that built its empire in the first place. Number 3, Quiznos. Before Subway became the default sub shop, there was Quiznos, the place that toasted your sandwich before it was cool. Those conveyor belt ovens, the smell of melted cheese, that first bite of a warm sub. It felt premium. Quiznos was the underdog that made you feel like you discovered something better than fast food. But behind that toasted perfection, the company was burning from within. They expanded way too fast. Thousands of locations in just a few years. Franchisees were promised profits, but corporate kept hiking up supply costs. Store owners were forced to buy ingredients from Quiznos' own suppliers at inflated prices. Many couldn't keep up. Then came the 2008 recession. Fewer people eating out, tighter wallets, and a market flooded with cheaper options. Subway undercut them on price, and Jimmy John's stole the fresh and fast image. Quiznos was stuck in between, too pricey for fast food, too slow for lunch hour convenience. Bankruptcy followed, and most stores closed. By the mid-2000s, Quiznos was nearly wiped off the map. Today, a handful of locations still exist, ghosts of a brand that could have been massive if greed hadn't eaten it alive. It's a lesson every business should remember. The quickest way to kill loyalty is to squeeze your own people dry. Number 2, Red Robin. There was a time when walking into a Red Robin meant fun, bottomless fries, happy servers singing birthdays, and a menu that made everyone in the family happy. It wasn't just food, it was energy. But that energy has drained away. The casual dining model, sit down, order, wait, tip, is dying in the post-pandemic world. People want quick, efficient, affordable. Red Robin is none of those anymore. Prices went up, service slowed down, and inflation hit both customers and franchise owners hard. During the 2010s, Red Robin tried to modernize, adding online orders, curbside pickup, and digital menus, but it was too late. Their large dining rooms sat half empty, and the younger crowd that once loved their burgers moved to faster, trendier options like Smashburger or Five Guys. Employee turnover spiked, and the cheerful atmosphere that defined Red Robin vanished. The company's debt climbed, and hundreds of locations closed quietly. The saddest part? Red Robin didn't fail because people stopped liking burgers. It failed because the world around it sped up, and Red Robin didn't. Once a symbol of family dinners and good times, now it's just another brand struggling to stay relevant in an America that doesn't slow down anymore. Number 1, Applebee's. And finally, Applebee's, the king of casual dining, the place that once defined Middle America. Eaten good in the neighborhood. Remember that slogan? Applebee's was more than a restaurant. It was the spot for family dinners, Friday nights, first dates, and post-game meals. But those same neighborhoods have changed. Inflation, rising rent, and changing tastes have gutted the casual dining industry. Applebee's relied on alcohol sales and big groups. Both hit hard after the pandemic. Their menus became generic, their prices went up, and the service got slower. Then came competition from every angle. Chili's, Texas Roadhouse, even DoorDash. People realized they could get the same food faster and cheaper, without the wait or the tip. The result? Hundreds of locations closed nationwide. Some stripped of signage, others turned into local diners or ghost kitchens. Applebee's used to represent comfort, that small-town American warmth. Now, it represents the slow death of the sit-down restaurant industry. When people stop going out not because they don't want to, but because they can't afford to, that's not just a business problem. That's a national one. Now let's discuss the real reasons behind the collapse. The fall of these chains isn't random. It's part of a much bigger story. First, inflation has hit everything, from beef to buns. Costs rise, margins shrink, and franchisees can't survive. Meanwhile, wages, rent, and energy bills climb higher every year. For fast food, which depends on razor-thin profits, that's a death sentence. Second, Americans are changing. People are more health-conscious, more impatient, and more tech-driven. They want convenience. Mobile orders, drive-thrus, delivery. Traditional dine-in restaurants are built for a world that no longer exists. Third, competition is everywhere. Newer chains are smarter, smaller footprints, lower costs, tighter menus. They do what old giants can't, adapt fast. But the real story isn't about burgers or pizza. It's about America itself. an economy where comfort has become a luxury. These chains didn't just sell food, they sold familiarity, a taste of stability in uncertain times. And now, even that costs too much. So, what is the future of fast food? The next chapter of fast food won't look anything like the one we grew up with. Big dining rooms? Gone. The future is smaller, faster, and almost human-free. Chains across America are shrinking their stores into drive-through only pods. 2 lanes, digital menus, and not a single cashier in sight. You order through an app, AI greets you, and a robot might flip your burger. Sounds efficient, but it's also cold. The smiles, the banter, the little moments that made eating out feel human, they're vanishing. And here's the twist. It's not just fast food companies driving this shift. Big tech is stepping in. Amazon-style logistics, AI-driven kitchens, drone deliveries. The future of fries might not belong to family franchises anymore. It'll belong to algorithms. Sure, the golden arches and drive-through lights will still shine, but what they stand for, that classic American comfort, that human touch, it's fading faster than anyone expected. The convenience stays. The connection, that's what we're losing. America's fast food used to define who we were: quick, cheap, comforting, and always open. It wasn't just about burgers or fries. It was about a way of life. Busy families, late-night runs, teenage hangouts, paychecks spent on simple joy. But that world is disappearing. Now it's inflation, automation, and survival. The same places that once fed our childhoods are being swallowed by a system that values speed over soul. So here's the question. Which fast food chain do you miss the most?